Mr. President, the second national and Louisiana issue that I wanted to discuss has to do with veterans and veterans health care, which we've been talking about on the Senate floor for some time now. Specifically, the need to move forward with 27 fully approved, fully authorized VA community-based clinics that have been stalled because of bureaucratic problems. Now, these clinics are around the country. 2 are in Louisiana, 1 in Lafayette, 1 in Lake Charles. These clinics have been approved by the VA, have been in their plan for some time. They are fully authorized. We thought they were fully paid for until first the VA made some bureaucratic mistakes to delay the Lake Charles and Lafayette clinics in particular, and then out of the blue, the CBO changed the way they score all of these clinics and all of these issues and created another bureaucratic hurdle. Mr. President, again, the good news is we came together in a bipartisan way and have a solution to those purely bureaucratic hurdles so that all of these clinics can move forward expeditiously. The House specifically passed a bill that would do that, that would take care of these bureaucratic hurdles. They passed it on the consent calendar by a whopping bipartisan margin. And so I come to the floor, Mr. President, urging all of us to do the same. Specifically, I have an amendment to the bill that also makes it even more fiscally sustainable by having a pay-for any conceivable cost to this bill. And that is what my amendment would do. Now, this VA clinic legislation was in the Sanders Veterans Bill last week, and it was in the Burr alternative. It was in both the Democratic and the Republican veterans packages. Neither of those packages passed. The Sanders bill was defeated on a budget point of order, which I supported because I don't think it's properly paid for and is sustainable both in terms of our budget and, even more importantly for veterans, how the veteran system works and handles its current patient load. The Burr bill never even got a vote. We have disagreements about those larger packages. Those are real, substantial disagreements. But in the midst of that, Mr. President, I would hope we can agree to what we can agree on. And these VA clinics certainly fall into that category. We have cleared all objections to this VA clinic piece specifically. We have addressed all issues having to do with these VA clinics in part through my amendment at the desk. The only possible objection I know of is the fact that a larger package is not passing. Well, I understand there are big arguments about that larger package. Those are legitimate differences of opinion. I don't think that should stand in the way of us agreeing to what we can agree on and move forward with an important piece of the puzzle for veterans health care, which are these 27 community-based clinics around the country. And in that spirit, Mr. President, I would ask a unanimous consent agreement whereby we would take up the House-passed bill. Again, this House-passed bill was actually on the consent calendar, passed with a whopping bipartisan majority. We would adopt my amendment at the desk, which addresses some fiscal concerns with the bill, and we would pass it through the process. This would be our coming together, agreeing what we can agree on. That's what the American people want us to do as we work on all other aspects of health care and veterans benefits covered by both the Burr and the Sanders bill debated last week. And so, Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent that the Senate proceed to the immediate consideration of H.R. 3521, which was received from the House, that my amendment, which is at the desk, be agreed to, that the bill as amended be read a third time and passed, and the motion to reconsider be laid upon the table.